Alright, I'm just waiting for everyone to jump on. Hey, Loli. Oh, y'all, that boxing game took me out. I love y'all. If I didn't, I would not be on here right now trying to do this Dream Daddy stream. But I owe it to y'all. Y'all been riding with me through thick and thin. See, look, I can't even talk right now. I tried to make you guys mods, but apparently, how do I make y'all a mod? Are you a mod already? Miss Tiff, I think you're a mod. Let me see. Josh, are you a mod? No, I don't. Maybe you're not a mod. How do I make y'all mods? Oh, mod user. Okay. All right. I think I can only do it. There you go. I think I can only do it on stream. So, all right. Let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna give it a good hour and a half or so. Looks like I missed some craziness earlier. I like the intro music. Alright. Who else was it? Okay. This freak ass game. Devon, where you been at? Oh, I gotta read. Oh, look at the Asian guy with the cut eyebrow. I know, ain't he cute, girl? Ain't he cute? It's a beautiful night and the air smells so fresh, so I decided to take the long way home. I casually strolled through the neighborhood, taking in the sights and sounds of a suburban city with a low crime rate and wide walkable sidewalks at night. As I approach the bar, I can hear patrons inside cheering. Oh, I bet the game is on. I wonder if my team is playing tonight. A drop of water hits my head, and now it's lots of drops of water. It's pouring rain. Maybe I should wait this out inside. Oh, back in this place. I order a beer from the bar and settle in. It turns out that my team isn't playing tonight, but I can certainly enjoy the game regardless. The bar is unusually crowded, and the feeling of camaraderie over a shared love for the game makes me smile. Sports are nice. I look over in the corner and spot none other than Mary, sitting alone and in the corner nursing a cocktail. Something about her seems different this time. Now that she's by herself and not hanging off with some younger guy, she looks so sad. She looks up and half-heartedly raises her glass to me before staring off into the middle distance. Into middle distance. Say hi, keep watching the game. We'll say hi. I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. She doesn't look up. This seat taken? She doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways, and she finally notices me.
Hey.
Hey, cowboy. You alright? Never better. She hiccups. Guess she's a little far gone.
Hey.
Tears start welling up in her eyes. Oh. Will you walk a gal home? Call her a cab. I have sympathy for Mary, but it's hard to muster the energy to give her any more of my time tonight. But hey, money can solve this problem. How about I call you a cab, Mary? Whatever you say, cowboy. It takes me a while to figure out how to call a cab from my phone without Amanda's help. But soon enough one is on its way. Mary leans against the doorframe, forlorn, while waiting for the cab to arrive. I try to make small talk, but I can't think of anything to say. Eventually, I drift back to the TV in the corner and soak up a little more of the game. It's not too much longer before I notice Mary is starting to leave. We give each other a nod as she walks out the door. Whew, dodge that bullet.
Welcome. You've got dads.
You've got dads. Oh, can I look at their stories? Alright, let's do Brian. Hey, I'm Brian. I spend most of my days hanging out with my awesome daughter and thinking up new ways to grow things. If you like fishing, then we'll get along. On a Friday night, you're most likely to see just how silly I can cook a piece of brisket. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? My fishing pole. Wait, what? What are your turn-ons? A keen understanding of steak cuts. What did you want to be when you grew up? Fireman. Is Dad Book like a dating app? This is weird. Anyways, oh, there's more. Favorite movie genre, romantic comedies, ideal date, deck building. What do you never leave home without? My portable fishing pole. I spend a lot of time thinking about how my daughter is smarter than I am. All right. Let me see. So what do the crowns mean you have Twitch Prime? Okay, I was like, what is the crowns for? The backstory helps you know what to say to them on the dates to get a good score. Like this. Okay. You know, I never really paid attention to this, but I guess now we should. All right, so let's go on a date with Brian. Brian. Brian's the name of the guy, the first guy I've kissed. It was a peck, and it was like a sneak peck, but it was still a kiss nonetheless. Oh, hey, y'all got like a good hour out of me. Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Are you in or out? Oh, I have a message from Brian. Oh no, I've been dreading this day. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still though, I have to accept. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish, and my lawn could use another good mowing. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's going to be a rough start. Amanda! Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese, not chompy cheese for a reason, Amanda.
Dad.
Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique or what? No, Amanda, we have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you? Nope, my stint in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. Thought I could get free cookies, but I didn't know that I had to be like... I didn't know I had to like be outside and tie knots and stuff. But I have to be Brian. Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for a job at that coffee shop across town? Give me a refresher? During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine, and I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On that first morning, there was a line out the door, and within half an hour, I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that. Of course I remember. What does this have to do with fishing? The burn is a metaphor, Dad. I don't get it. You can lead a horse to water. What do horses have to do with fish and burns?
Huh?
Dad, please. I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian. You wouldn't understand. It's a dad thing. Please try explaining it to me. Okay, Brian's he just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. Tyreek is a struggling bitch. Alright. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, I know what's happening. I know that's what's happening. Alright, Pops. We should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning. Night, Panda. I like his little nickname for her. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas. I climb into bed, set my alarm, and close my eyes. Okay, sleep. I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up one morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone and in a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked up mosquito bites while Dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and a beer in the other. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my father bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. Oh, this reminds me of the time I told y'all this story, but I went fishing with my this dude from my neighborhood. His name was Man. That's what we called him. We never did find out what his real name was. But anyways, I went fishing with him and his dad was pissed at me. I was oblivious to it at the time, but after I went home and thought about it, I was like, man, his dad did not like me. I had gotten all the fishing pole lines tangled, and like he was sitting there trying to like untangle it and like cut them out, and I'm like, why doesn't he just cut the big tangle? Like I literally tangled up like 3 or 4 like fishing pole lines. I don't know how I did it. Don't ask me how. I don't know, but yeah. I saw that look of like ire and anger towards me. Yeah, anyways. On the long drive home, my father brought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. That didn't help, and I think I have some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. If you walk around with the strings loose, that happens. That was his fault. I only went fishing once when I was 7, and we caught fish and released them. It was cool. Strangely enough, we didn't catch any fish. Ooh. Okay. Flashback. I'm sitting on a boat in the middle of the body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but It feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait, and wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. Oh, he's dreaming! You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked at one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. The boat tips over and I fall into the water. Sinking further and further, I see the multitudes of fish that have been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes. You gotta use a neutral buoyancy lure if you're trying to catch trout, buddy. I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That would explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. I spot Amanda's door half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Aww. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready? No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head. Never. Amanda? I'll get up in a minute. Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Ooh, he's punctual. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk over to see Brian. He's decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Woof, woof. Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell, let Tyreek sit. Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy and immediately falls asleep. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. That dog ugly. He's cute. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass. So, where are we exactly headed? It's about an hour north of here. A little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. I brought everything we need so we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature. My fishing pole is in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? But of course. Probably not as nice as it sounds like yours is, though. Right. I'm digging a hole here. I stare out into the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusky pink light through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up to a magnificent lake. Well, here we are. I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around us barking. The kids wake up and wander to the shore where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carried the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake where he has a canoe waiting. Ah, great. It's still in one piece. Hold on. Help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Woof, woof. All right, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. Maybe if I fall in, you'll save me. I can swim, thanks. No thanks. If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me.
Shucks.
Woo! Suit yourself. Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want to fish?
Oh.
I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water. You know, throwing rocks into the water is kind of fun. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto. Yeah, take that, water. Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them.
Whoa.
Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want to fish?
Huh.
I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna go explore in the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe. Don't go too far. Brian puts a life vest around himself and throw all of our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe as Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake. I still am not able to skip rocks. You have to find the right kind of rock. It has to be like, it has to have a flat profile to it. If it's too rounded or, you know, it's not gonna work. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up so early. I mean, most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up so early. Ah, good to know. Yeah, I know. That's pretty common fisherman knowledge, after all. Fisherman knowledge that I am knowledgeable about. Still a gambling man? You know it. Let's see who can catch more fish. You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough to me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm going to catch, obviously. I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn. Ooh, custody of our children? More than that. Let's say if I win, I get your weed whacker. The Whackmaster 2000? That's a limited edition. But if you win, you get my pole saw, the Reach and Cut 3000. The cordless version? That's the one. Shit, the Reach and Cut 3000 is a state of art. My weed whacker is a prized possession, but there are those hard-to-reach branches at the back of the yard that have been begging for a pruning. I bet he wants his whacker. Ooh! You're on. We shake on it. I suddenly remember that I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. I watch as Brian ties a lure and does some stuff. I can't quite follow his fishing pole. He casts into the lake. Oh boy, now I have to do that. I stare down at the tackle box and at the pole in my hand. Stretch before physical activity. Put some bait on the hook. I fish a worm from the styrofoam container Brian bought. It's slippery, but I think I can get it onto the hook if I just focus. Oh God, I'm bleeding. Oh God, the blood's everywhere. The worm is not on the hook. Need some help? No, I meant to do that. The blood attracts the fish. They can smell it up to a mile away, you know? I think that's sharks. No, it's definitely fish. Now what? Meditate, tie a knot or something, perform fish mating call. I take my pole and try to tie an elaborate looking knot to impress Brian, the classic hunter's bend. I learned that one in my youth. Yep, this one isn't coming apart anytime soon. With this knot, I will cast my heavenly line upon the unsuspecting water and deliver onto us a bountiful harvest. I look over to Brian. He doesn't seem to be paying attention. Let's cast this sucker. I pull my rod back and launch the lure as hard as I can. and the lure flies off the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake with a loud sploosh. Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. This cold air drives the pressure down.
Ah.
Ha! Go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure. Brian hands me his pole. Wait, did I throw the whole pole in the water? Brian hands me his pole with a smile, and I just sit there feeling like an idiot. I'm a one pole type of man. Oh! Fishing around here is easy. They all group up. All you gotta do is line up 3 of the same species and reel them in. I need to match up 3 of the same species. I can't tell which fish is which.
Match that fish.
What? Oh, they were different fish. What? What do you want from me? Oh, I get it. 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 I so get it now. All right. Shit. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, okay. Damn it!
Catch of the day.
Okay, okay.
Nice match. Match of the day. Match of the day.
This is like Candy Crush.
Match of the day. Nice match. Nice match.
Damn, I wish I could redo this.
Nice match. Catch of the day. Catch of the day. Catch of the day. Catch of the day. Nice match. Match of the day.
Oh! Oh! Good work. Yay! I hated this mini game. This was me. This shit easy though. It took a minute to figure out what was happening. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. I look over to Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time out here on the lake. I will crush him. Suddenly, the fish pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug upwards. I think I got something big. The tip of the pole dips down repeatedly and the line starts to run.
Hey.
Reel it in. I finally get the fish right up to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me a net. It's all yours. I lean down and notice that my hands are shaking with excitement. This fish is bigger than all the ones Brian's caught. The pole saw is mine. The entire canoe tips over with me. I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken the life vest. All of a sudden, I am embraced under the water and pulled into Brian's arms. Oh. I'm finally dragged upward, sputtering water. All of our gear floats on the surface. Maxwell doggy paddles around us in circles, having a great
I
time.
don't know.
You alright? Does that count as one? Well, seeing as how all of our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so. Brian laughs. Let's get you to shore. Brian and I flip the canoe back over and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to shore with Maxwell in tow. Once, ooh! Once we get back to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of lake water glisten in the sun across his strong back. Look at that dad bod. Man, all of that general contracting must have built that guy like an ox. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I'm gonna get a fire going so we can dry off. Wanna hand me yours? Yes, okay. Ooh, Tyreek. I reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. I suddenly wish I had done more sit-ups in my life. Or any sit-ups at all, really. Another thing you've bested me in, stupid sexy Brian. You might as well fry that shirt up. Seems like it's the only lunch we'll have. The day's young. We can fish from the shore. Once Brian gets the fire going, I sit and try to dry off my pants. Brian sets a couple of lures out by the water's edge. We're probably going to have to put the kibosh on the competition for now. Until another day. My stomach growls. You hungry? Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo shorts and pulls out a few granola bars. I have a small child. I'm flushed with snacks. Brian joins me by the fire, and I accept the cargo short granola. And now we're back to waiting. Where did the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now? I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're a couple of smart kids. And that's what I'm worried about. They're too smart. They probably established a small rural government by this point and installed themselves as leaders. I take a look around at the sun cresting the tree line, casting the entire lake in a warm golden glow. The forest seems to be coming alive now. Birds chirp in the distance. Wow, nature is beautiful. Y'all can have that. He's got that thick pack. He don't need a six-pack. That dad bod is right. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks. Here you go, bud. Brian hands me a bottle of bug spray. I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. Ugh, I've always hated how this stuff smells. Really? I've always kind of liked it. It reminds me of being outside. Maybe you and I have different sentiments on the outdoors. Sentiments. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, a huge stick in his mouth. He drops it at my feet and looks at me expectantly. Break the stick in half to assert your dominance. Fake out throw. Throw the stick towards the woods. I hurl the stick as hard as I can towards the tree line. Maxwell bolts after it, running as fast as his stubby little legs can carry him. That dog is cute. What are y'all talking about? Sentiments. Is that what it said? Or is that what I said? Sediments. That's... Why are you confusing me? Hold up. What does that mean? Settle as sediment. I've always associated this word with rocks. Right, okay. That's what you said. Okay, look, quit confusing me. I'm tired, which consequently is not very fast. It is very cute, though. Nice throw, Tyreek. I turn away so he can't see me blush. Maxwell brings the stick back to me, clearly proud of himself. Good boy, Maxwell. You're a very good, speedy boy. You're the world champ of fetch. It's time for the pets. What's the plan? Butt pats never fail. Scratch behind his ear. Rub that belly. Maxwell rolls over and lets me rub his belly. He wiggles on the grass, clearly loving it. I I feel like a bit of a third wheel here. Where are my belly rubs? Haha, I'm so flustered I can barely say anything. I just focus on petting Maxwell and hope Brian doesn't notice how much I'm sweating. He's always been really forward with the flirting. While I'm playing with Maxwell, fish begin to routinely pull on Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet the fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them and frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. Amanda and Daisy emerge from the woods looking totally unscathed. Whoa, Dad Bod Patrol, I'm gonna have to issue you both a citation and demand you both put your shirts on. They're a children present. Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I will no longer be distracted by Brian and his pecs. Where have you guys been? Studying entomology. What? Huh. We were playing with bugs. I expected you guys to be more covered in, like, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended. What do you take me for? A child? Amanda puts a hand on Daisy's shoulder. Aww. Right. We take a seat around the fire and Brian serves us all generous piles of fish on paper plates. It's absolutely delicious. Why does he have to be good at everything? Fish taste okay? Daisy and Amanda both nod furiously, mouth full of fish. It's incredible. I've never had fish this good. Yeah, it's great. Oh, hardened family recipe. Why are your pants wet? Well, Amanda, we were out on the lake and then I accidentally tipped over that boat. Don't worry, all of the gear floated to the surface, so we didn't lose anything. Right, Tyreek? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe he just covered for me. Gosh, he even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, including my world-famous sense of humility. Tyreek eating fish patties. We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little while before we decide to head out. After cleaning up the camp, we pack up the station wagon and let Maxwell into the back seat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day. Been an ordeal today, but let me drive you guys home. I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine. As we drive away, I take one last look at the lake disappearing behind us and smile. I rest my head against the window, and the low rumble of the dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep. Hey, sleepyhead. I open my eyes and realize I've dozed off in the car. I subconsciously wipe a bit of drool off my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes. Just in case we have to suddenly jump into any sort of conflict, so I'm super awake for it. And ready to fight. With my strong arms. It's all good. You've earned some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming out with us today. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for inviting us. I also had fun, actually. Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah? You too. Take it the easies. Brian chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. Aw, that was such a nice date. Amanda and I get inside and immediately collapse onto the couch. Long day? Yep. I was so close to that pole saw. Pole saw? Yeah, Brian and I were competing to see who could catch the most fish and... Ugh, stop. Why do you care so much? Man, the panda, just look at the guy. He so obviously got my number and he's rubbing it... Wait, what? He so obviously got my number and he's rubbing it in my face in it. Dad, I love you. But you're kind of dumb sometimes. Bitch! Dumb or clearly the superior dad? You know what? I don't have any of the energy required to properly unpack your weird fixation with asserting your masculinity. I'm going to bed. Night. Amanda slides off the couch and face down onto the floor. I'm a tired slug. Amanda, that floor is disgusting. I don't care. Well, night, honey. Night, Pops.
You know what? Let me mow your lawn this weekend.
Oh, you can mow my lawn.
Welcome. You've got dads.
You've got dads. Alright, who now? Hugo's kind of boring to me. Joseph's kind of Y'all don't like Robert. I actually like Robert. I want to marry Craig high key. He is good with his kids. How many dates have we been on with him? Where the black man? Oh! Matt. Okay. Let's see. On a Friday night, you are most likely to perfect my cold brew setup one drip at a time, baby. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? Fine tunes to pass the days away. What are your turn-ons? Multi-instrumentalism. What did you want to be when you grew up? A barista, weirdly enough. What is your favorite movie genre? Shit with subtitles. What's your ideal date? We go to the animal shelter and seriously consider adopting a cat. What do you never leave home without? My headphones, both in-ear and over-ear, just in case. I spent a lot of time thinking about where did writing commas into song titles come from, and where did it go? Did we all just agree that it's a bad idea? Have they added any new content to this game at all? I just want to see Craig's abs again. All right, let's do Matt. You know what they say about third dates? They get pretty serious. You might not have time to browse dad book for a while. Oh, hold up, no. We did 2 dates with Robert, right? No, we only did 1. All right, so everyone else has. Oh, he don't have none. If you want to keep dating around, you can't go past the 2nd date. So what y'all want to do then? We already did Craig and Matt 2 times. Joseph is a freak. Is he? Alright, we can do Robert. Let's see, on a Friday night, you're most likely to make a deal in the alleyway, have it go badly. Who's the cop? Was it Giacomo? I trusted Giacomo. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A gun? What are your turn-ons? Don't talk to me. What did you want to be when you grew up? A grifter? What's your favorite movie genre? Italian neo-realism. What's your ideal date? Grave robbing. What do you never leave home without? At least 4 knives. I spent a lot of time thinking about you ever really look into a rabid animal's eyes. He's hella weird, but I like it. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I tried messaging him a few times, and Dad Book says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this will produce the same result. I walk away from my computer because at this point, I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. I have to say, we haven't had any like disconnects since I've hooked up this new router, so I'm happy about that. And y'all said the streams have been pretty good quality, so I guess that's a good thing. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. I'll bake her favorite pie. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into the saucepan to make the filling. Normally, I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. Oh man, I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist on my grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what the secret ingredient is? Oh, it's the almond extract, duh. Oops, I accidentally poured a little too much in, way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. I finally get the pie into the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Amanda's gonna be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat in the at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops, what smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside.
Hey.
Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? Nothing. Can't a dad bake his daughter a pie for no reason other than to make her happy? I don't trust you. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on the rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig into it before it's ready. Huh? What? Does it look kinda weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, you know, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly, and you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg onto the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, it's ew. Was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? What the hell? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you... Just eat the pie, Panda! I cut us a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite.
Oh no.
Ugh. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, I just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. The pie is pretty incredible, as it always is. I'm really proud of you for making the pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my dad's sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we are, whereas we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole.
What?
Dad, your sleeve is on fire! I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my word jumbles. Hey, this one smells cat. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad Book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Huh? Hopes he's okay. I turn out the lights and lie down. Hey, this nigga always up at night. Oh? What the fuck? What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look out my window and sure enough, there's Robert leaning against his pickup truck in my driveway. What we about to do? I open my door and try to figure out what's going on. Hey. Hey? Wanna hang? I was kind of sleeping.
Oh?
That's no fun. Come hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Right. 1 second. I run inside, throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready. Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and gas station receipts out the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac. You like Tom Waits? Wait, who's... Oh. Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the window, so we drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert? Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've got myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. I remember what Robert said about hating small talk and decided to keep my mouth shut. He notices me staring. Stop looking so nervous. Ugh, I can't do his voice right. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Just hang on. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car, and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. Are we going to look into the sky? Ooh! I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink in the distance. Off to the side, I can see an entrance to a dense forest. Man, it's also gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. What? I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out of from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight. I suddenly realize what it is. Oh shit, that's a knife. Oh, please don't stab me. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either.
Hey.
Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving at it. Oh, I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was going to stab you just now? What? No! Hate to break it to you, but I did in fact bring you out here to harvest your organs. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years, I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will.
Hey.
2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Ha! Nothing gets past you, huh?
Oh.
Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me.
Oh.
I'm gonna warn you. The last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know that the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is.
Oh, yeah.
Robert wants to give you that meat. Shit, he was trying to give it to me on the first night. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no.
Oh.
What did you mean by that? Well, I just thought that you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first Social Security check. Tyreek, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. You're dismissing it before you've even tried it. It speaks volumes about your character.
Oh.
However, I've gotten to know you for some time, and I've come to think of us as friends. I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood's going to splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety? No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his hands. They're callous and covered with little white scars. They are very nice hands.
Oh.
You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Was that it? Oh.
Knife that wood.
Okay. That's a good start. What is it? Sharp stick, pencil, knitting needle. Careful. Don't poke yourself with that. Okay. Tell me about this one. Tongue depressor, popsicle stick, flatworm. Gross. Should have said popsicle stick. What's the story here? Something to make me look tougher, bubble popper, toothpick. You realize you could have just picked your teeth with the knife? Jerk? Pick these nuts. What is this? I don't know. And that's just fine. You made personal whittling progress. Nice form. What's this supposed to be? It's you? You've really captured my likeness. I'm impressed. You made Robert, I guess. Hey, he liked it. Interesting. What do we have here? It's a stick. This minigame is weird. Whoa. That's a big block of wood. If you keep this up, you'll be a whittling pro in no time. Oh, it looks like a swan. Nice work. The meanest bird. Swans are mean birds. Don't fuck with a swan. You will get fucked up. Beautiful handiwork. What do you call it? Sir Horsington the Brave. Big old dog. I think you're taking some artistic license here, but I can respect that. Oh, it does look like a horse. Damn it!
There.
Geese are demons. I got chased by the motherfuckers once in Boston. Geese, turkeys, and swans are mean motherfuckers. I fucked them birds up. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert is lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death.
Oh?
Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? And he pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck, and I can hear him rummaging around his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes away the blood off my hand and swipes a bit of antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy. I guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know. Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff? Mothman is bullshit. But yeah, this town is a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself. Or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city. Aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad. You ever hear of the Dover ghost? I don't think so.
Hey.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Hey.
I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pup, pit bull, real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hide deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment, but hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning. It gets a little late and we set up camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead silent. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around the clearing. No one's there. But there's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know someone, something, is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it in the distance. A man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it, it just looked wrong. Big arms, too long for his body, black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy and turn around to check on her, but she's gone into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night. I don't think I've slept right since. Wow, Robert.
Hey.
I'm so sorry. They say that if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghost. A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural, even from far away. Something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, Robert, real funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right? I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up. I strain my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off into the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make it out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go.
Really?
Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl away back onto the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. I had to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second, lights another cigarette. Ugh, he smokes. Been doing a lot of thinking. It takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in this sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think. Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Something I held onto that kept me going.
Hey.
But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. That sucks. I'm glad you told me. Maybe we deserve to be eaten by the Dover ghost. It must have taken a lot for you to want to tell somebody this. You're a mysterious guy, Robert. You don't have to be. Do you ever wish you were a better father? I think about it for a second. All the time. You can read all the parenting books you want, but nothing will ever prepare you for raising a child. There's so much stuff I regret or wish I could have done better. But I don't have the answers. I don't know if anyone does.
Hey.
It's funny. I look at you and your relationship with your daughter, and it seems perfect. It isn't. At least you were there for her. I stare out of the window at the blur of passing trees. I just hope I'm a better father to my kid than my dad was to me. What did your dad do? It's more about what he didn't do. He was quiet, stoic. Don't think he ever once told me that he loved me. He cared more about his work than he ever did about me or my mom. Do you hate him? No, I used to, but after I became a parent, I just kind of feel bad for him. He missed out on my whole childhood. When I think about all the happiest moments in my life, they're all with Amanda and Alex, and he just wasn't there. It hurt like hell when I had to leave him to die in that Belarusian prison.
Huh?
What? I turned and smiled at him. No, he's retired in Florida with my mom. We go there every Christmas. We both break out into laughter. He pats me on the shoulder. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off at my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him.
Oh.
You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks, then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where did you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting. You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda Lang... You know what? It's fine. I think about the conversation I had with Robert in the car as Amanda starts walking towards her room. Hey, Amanda? She stops. I love you. It's weird when you say it outright and sincerely like that, but I love you too. Night. I chuckled to myself, then finally decided to go to bed. Robert's kid isn't in the game. Yeah, we haven't seen him, her, whoever. Alright, we're gonna call it a night, cause bitch, I'm tired. And I still gotta take a shower before I can even lay down. So...
Welcome. You've got dads.
Alright, seems like we got quite a few more dates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got 4 more dates. She shows up at the end. It's a she! Ooh, juicy. Watch the spoilers. Alright, y'all. We're going to call it a night. Thanks for watching and tuning in for Fright Night VR. Valentine's Day Sunday. I will try to see y'all tomorrow. But y'all know how Mondays go. So, until the next one, be blessed and have a wonderful night. All right? Later!